Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on another StarCraft commentary. Here inside us! Or something. I suck at singing, and that's a very sexual song. Hey guys! So, more StarCraft commentaries from yours truly. It's been a little while. I'm sorry, I've been busy overall. For those of you that still haven't, please go check out my rant. That's going to be on YouTube for a while. I will eventually get rid of it and put it on another account to protect my VODs, because it's a bit of a sensitive issue. But anyway, to the game. This is going to be the Woongjin Stars against SK Telecom T1, and we're going to have a PvP to start you guys off. We're going to have Guemchi against BeSt. Guemchi, one of the kind of up-and-coming protosses of the Stars, been doing a pretty good job overall, and BeSt, despite having a slight fall from grace, is still the best PvP player around. At least stats. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. At least according to the stats, he is still the best PvP player. And I would not say that he isn't. So this is going to be an Heartbreak Ridge. I'm going to get positions out of the way. Here at the 3 o'clock, we're going to have BeSt in white. That means that at the 9 o'clock position at the left, we're going to have Guemchi in red. So yeah, Guemchi is about 45% PvP, although he's one of those guys that's just really broken through, just started really winning games in Proleague. He's done a pretty good job, beaten some good players, played some pretty decent games. Seen him play several PvPs where he's done even if he had lost, he did a pretty good job. I know he's beaten BeSt, and BeSt's PvP has been on a steady uprise the last few months, so that was very impressive. BeSt has shown his practice with BeSt, while BeSt has kind of fallen from grace just a little bit, but we came from Japan to watch real esport fighting! Sweet, sweet. Now show the goddamn players, thank you. Both players putting up pylons at the minerals. I'm assuming that's to make the plitted up probes run just a little bit faster between the lines. It's a little bit unusual, but it means they're going to put their gateway very, very close to the base. Yeah, kind of like that. They're just overall apparently just to make the probes run a little bit faster, to make troops a little bit more maneuverable around, so you can help defend your probe line in case. And of course, that also prevents, could help prevent manor pylons. That should help prevent manor pylons. So overall, it's a pretty good idea. Guemchi scouting around for some proxies, just being careful because he knows BeSt has gotten guys on proxies. Although he's more of a standard player. Every player, even the most standard, strong macro players like BeSt, like to occasionally cheese. If I sound a little bit rusty, I apologize. I've been doing not much else other than studying lately. So, so many historical facts that have nothing to do with StarCraft, or really Korea in many cases either. Just sometimes it becomes just too much. But yeah, now Guemchi gonna come out, get the scout. We're gonna see BeSt putting down the pylon again, very close to the middle line. Both players doing that. Guemchi putting down the pylon just in front of his gas, probably again to get some decent gas mining going. Also trying to harass the gas mining probes of BeSt, and just mine winners for all. Both players just scanning out BeSt. Both players have their first zealots out, go around trying to kill those probes, although I think with the micro these players have, an overall control of troops, that's not going to happen until we get Dragoon. So I'm next corner now up for Guemchi, and on the opposite side of BeSt as well. I gotta say that this map is really something I like. It's a really interesting map, just a 2-player map with a long distance travel between, and a lot of proxy locations all over the place. Really, anywhere you can put down a proxy to just really if you wanted to. But of course, this playing a 2-player map, if your opponent scouts you early, you could know what's coming your way. Slightly hidden pylon there being put by Guemchi, so he just maybe thinking of hiding a little bit of tech as soon as he gets rid of that probe. Should have some Dragoons out fairly soon, both players, as soon as those cybernetics score up. Cybernetics scores up for both players now, should be, so Dragoons are momentary. 2 Dragoons for Guemchi, gonna try to surround that probe! No! Seconds out a little bit too late. Almost had him caught between. Guemchi still meanwhile flicking his probe around. Range coming up for Guemchi, and BeSt hasn't put on range yet. We're going to see whether he goes for tech instead of getting the range for his Dragoons. Or whether he delays it a little bit. We're going to see. Guemchi now finally running off with his probe just so he doesn't lose it. Okay, range is up for BeSt as well. Both players running away with their probes. Now they've gotten the scout information they need, and now the Dragoons are going to be coming out. So rather than lose a probe, they rather, you know, get them back into their own bases and get some mining going. Robotics facility coming up for BeSt, so he's going to go one gate into robotics facility. We're going to see what it is that Guemchi goes for. Both players have one Dragoon along with time with 2 Zealots. BeSt apparently moving out his Dragoon. Gonna see if he tries to put on some sort of pressure. Pylon being put down by Guemchi near that temple, apparently just to be able to scout that temple just in case. Because that temple, if the opponent takes it down, he's gonna have instant access into your base. And yeah, players just okay. Wow, Nexus from Guemchi. So Guemchi actually gonna go for expansion. This is gonna leave him very vulnerable to early pressure. So he's definitely gonna have to, I think, put down the second gateway to produce more troops. Luckily for him, BeSt is not moving out, so he doesn't know that it's been put down yet. But he's gonna have that robotics facility up, which means he's gonna, especially if he goes for second gateway, we're gonna see if he puts down the robotics facility. I mean, Robobait. No, okay. Observatory first, so no, the Reavers are not going to be out yet soon because BeSt knows he doesn't have the scout. He's going to try to move out. On the opposite side, robotics facility also coming up for Guemchi, so he opted not to go for that second gateway. So on the opposite side, BeSt going to go for 2 gateways into Observer. Interesting choice, I must say. I felt he would have been a little bit safer getting the early Reaver, try to get some harassment going since he already had the robotics facility going, but no, he's going to stick to producing a few more troops, and apparently now, yeah, okay, also going to put down his expansion a little bit later than Guemchi's, but both players going very heavy economic game, but the way it is going, we're going to see if Guemchi adds a second gateway, he's going to be able to produce quite a few troops, and on the meanwhile, BeSt has more forces than Guemchi. Guemchi now putting down 2 more additional gateways, so he's going to have an economic as well as a production advantage soon, but at this very moment in time, it is BeSt that has the superior army, and if BeSt knew what Guemchi had going on, if he put on some pressure, to be able to do a lot of damage. Guemchi actually going for 4 gateways, so 4 gateways, and I don't see a support, no observatory, so he's also going to go for scouts. Meanwhile, opposite side, BeSt now finally has his observer, is going to move out, also getting the robotic support. So we're going to see a huge army count from Guemchi very soon. As soon as he fully establishes that base, which he's going to do just about now. He has several Dragoons out in the field trying to hold the ramps, and now has all 4 gateways up alongside the observatory. So he's going to get to that observer. He's going to try to push any attacks that BeSt might push down on him through the air, just with ground forces. BeSt also preparing on the opposite side just in case there's a Reaver going to be coming in, some sort of drop with Dragoons and Observer. That's not going to be imminent though. I don't see any robotics support from Guemchi yet either. BeSt now finally going to see those gateways, going to know that Guemchi is going to go for very heavy troops, probably going to go downwards and spot the expansion as well. Yeah, this is exactly what he's going to do. And no Observers yet up for Guemchi, so he's not going to be able to take out that Observer yet. So BeSt is going to be safe. Okay, the Observer has been spotted, but Guemchi is going to send his own first Observer out simply to get the scout. BeSt has finally established his second base as well on the opposite side, establishing his second gas as well, just observers flying around everywhere. Pylons blocking off, and Guemchi now has a sizable force that's gonna use to hold his ramp, while BeSt simply has it inside his expansion, adds 2 more gateways, so we're gonna see 4 gateways from other player, although the Reavers are gonna be a little bit late for Guemchi. The first Reaver now is out for BeSt. Still don't see a robotic support from Guemchi, but he does have a sizable army, now gonna take out that observer. So BeSt is not going to spot when the robotic support goes down, if it does. On the opposite side, Guemchi finally has Observer inside, just trying to make sure it doesn't get killed. Trying to not fly inside the base where it's going to get sniped with Dragoons from the help of Observer. So Guemchi, okay, Citadel of Doom coming up now from... Citadel of Doom coming up from BeSt, so he's going to be getting some speed for those Zeals if he decides to produce a little bit more to help absorb some fire. Also going to put down the pylon at this base here. Going to take out the minerals apparently. He's thinking of maybe mining some out to move out. And Guemchi going to his observer on the opposite side. BeSt has quite a few Reavers, has 2 Reavers. I don't think he has a shuttle though. He's going to need a shuttle if he wants to help micro those, because otherwise it's going to be very Citadel of Doom. The opposite side for Guemchi as well. No, I repeat, no robotic support. So no Reavers. We're going to see whether Guemchi just going to get that for speed, or whether he's thinking of going from Templar tech. Dark Templar, of course, not going to be effective at all. Oh, okay, so it is going to be Templar tech for BeSt. He's teching very quickly. Templar Archives alongside of Forge. He's also going to be getting weapons upgrades, getting the weapons 1, trying to get an advantage. I think that's might be what Guemchi's thinking of as well. Although I really think the Dark Templar are not going to be very effective here because there are observers flying all over the place. Now Guemchi's going to lose his second observer! Yes, he is. Almost managed to get it away, but he's going to lose it. Shuttle on the opposite side for BeSt. Well, actually, it's not the opposite side, the same side, but my mind is crazy, which means that I mix these things up. But anyway, Guemchi now moving out with quite a sizable force of Dragoons alongside Zealous to support. Doesn't have any forces in the air, though, and BeSt going to get the full-on scout, going to spot what he has. Guemchi has 5 gateways that he's producing, 6 gateways that he's producing from. Also has that Templar Archives coming up alongside that Forge, which is not spinning yet. So both players going for the same tech, except that BeSt has sacrificed a few forces to get those Reavers to help defend, and he has that shuttle out. So I think if Guemchi tried to pressure, he would be very hard-pressed to go through. BeSt also has several Dragoons to spare to hold back inside of his main just in case a drop comes in. So I think the person that does the at this stage, I think the person that does the economic damage is the person that will win 2 photon cannons coming up from opposite both sides by both of his bases